Well, hello my beautiful people. My name is Gat and welcome back to, you know what it is, Ascendant Hearts. Last time we were redoing episode 2 and now we're doing redoing episode 3. Last time we went to the ancient library of Kerr on a crusade from the Pope. No, the High Cleric guy. We were playing cards with Aiko. And we were talking with, what's her name? Shiori about, about stuff. Like, why would you want to be in my party? We didn't really get an answer from her, but she, wants to hang out with us. And we're like, cool. So, without further ado, let us continue. Faint dreams of the real world haunt my sleep. But when I wake up in the inn, I don't feel bad about it this time. This world is a lot different from anything I'm used to, but it's not bad. Wow, I feel differently about it if I remember my home. Maybe. But for now, there's no point in worrying about it. I sit down at an empty table with my breakfast again. Even though we mainly focused on Nisa's quest yesterday, the enemies we fought in the library still dropped enough gold for me to feel comfortable spending it. Good morning! Aiko's quiet, greeting me. She's quiet, really? Aiko greetings meets my ear a second before she pauses near the table. I gesture towards the empty seat across from me, and she takes it with a smile. How are you doing? Good. A little tired yesterday though. Shiori and I went to the ancient library of Kerr. Shiori? Yes. You're in a party with her? Even after the reaction from the other townspeople and Shiori's comment about how no one wanted to be in a party with her, I didn't expect such a surprise from Aiko. She seems so well-mannered. Yes, I'm sorry. So you won't believe this, but yesterday we took on an NPC quest put up by the High Cleric, Nensei himself. You weren't worried about fighting alongside her? I sigh. My attempts to change the subject fail. Nensei is important, but he can't top the taboo of adventuring with Shiori. I like her. She's a fine party member. No, I like hanging out with her. I'm starting to think of Shiori as a friend. This attitude people have towards her is getting on my nerves. Aiko looks down at the table. Why does it matter to you? You seem like a nice person, Hayato. That's all. What does that have to do with anything? There you are! Speak of the devil. As Shiori bounds up to our table, I try to look casual and not as though we were talking about her. Oh, who's your friend? I blink in surprise. Aiko seems to know something about her, but they never met. This is Aiko. She's new in town, but she's not an adventurer. Hi Aiko, I'm Shiori. It's good to meet you. Aiko shakes her hand, but doesn't meet her gaze. Have you eaten, Shiori, or do you want to join us for breakfast? You want me to? Why not? Actually, I need to be going. Once again, she stands up even though she didn't finish eating and hurries out of the room. I stare after her in dismay. If she and Shiori had a chance to talk, surely she'll realize that she's a fine party member. Shiori's gaze drops and then she sighs. I suppose it was my fault. Does she know you from somewhere? No, never mind. She sits down in Aiko's vacant seat. Let me know when you're ready. You're not gonna eat? I had breakfast at home. I would have joined you two to be friendly, but... She trails off. I don't press the matter. I finish eating quickly. Whatever the problem is, I need to ask sometime. It comes up too many times now. Still, if she doesn't like to talk about it, I'll leave it at that for now. Once I finish, I stand up. What sort of quest are we going on today? I thought we'd do some simple quests in the forest near here. The monsters are a little tougher than what you faced so far, but you should be capable. Especially with you by my side. Let's go. This forest seems so quiet and peaceful. Are you sure it's... A massive bird screeches and lunges at my head. It screeches. Its talons right through my hair before it settles a few feet away. Why are you screaming every time a new monster appears? It attacked me! Monsters will do that. I thought you said those ones wouldn't attack me unless I intentionally got in their attention.
Out in the field, yes, but we're in a forest now.
Why does that matter?
It just does. Now fight!
She's right. There's no time to argue about it. I recover from my surprise and take an ineffectual swing at the bird with my sword. The blade ruffles its feathers, but otherwise it doesn't do much. At least I have a capable partner and a backup plan. I focus on my defense and increase my resilience with shield. This is starting to become second nature. Shiori lifts her hand and a bolt of lightning strikes the monster. It drops instantly.
Weak point! Critical hit!
Sometimes I wonder why I bother trying. Her amusement fades and she turns towards me.
I think you need a stronger weapon.
What's wrong with my sword?
Aside from the fact that it barely scratched the flapper.
The flapper? Who names these monsters?
Well, some of their names come from ancient sources, but the Guildmaster standardized most of the names across the realm.
Ancient sources. I'm stupid. Okay, I'm dumb. I was gonna say, like, imagine a Roman naming an animal, and it's like, they did. I think most of the animals we know are from Romans a little bit. Like, I want to say lions, elephant, probably, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, the Romans didn't have it, like, the elephants. They came from Carthage or India or wherever, right? From the far or whatever. But, Rome, you know, almost conquered what was entirely their world. You get what I mean? The world was a big place, but like around Europe, the Middle East, and a little bit of Northern Africa. Well, most of Northern Africa, the Romans held whatever, and we have a lot of knowledge from them, from texts and all that. While in the East, it was basically China, and yeah, that was the only empire. Because fucking Japan was, you know, I want to say Sengoku Judai, but at the same time, it was maybe probably a little bit before that too. Like, the whole lands were like filled with daimyo or feudal lords, you know what I mean? Anyway, before I start rambling, just imagine if a Roman's like, a flapper. This is the third time I heard about the Guildmaster. Who is he exactly?
Once we didn't have an adventuring system like this. No quests, no official skills, just a few people with weapons fighting off occasional monster attacks. Once the monsters became more common, the Guildmaster decided something had to be done. He developed our current system.
And it spread across the whole realm? Monster names and everything?
It was such an effective system, and no one was prepared to deal with the surge in monster attacks. Even they didn't feel it as strongly as this town did.
So the town had monster attacks more often?
Yes! Remember the monsters that attacked you when you first met?
How could I forget?
They don't show up anywhere else, just in this area.
Huh. Strange. She suddenly jabs her finger at my chest.
But let's not forget the matter at hand. You need a stronger weapon if you're going to be any use against anything tougher than a whammer.
I'll get one back in town.
Good.
She glances around the trees.
Still, we can probably complete the 2 quests I took. I'll defeat 5 flappers, and you collect 10 eggs.
Flapper eggs? The thought of invading the nest of those monstrous birds don't throw me.
No, light birds' eggs. They are non-violent birds that nest in the trees around here. If you climb a few, you should find enough in no time.
Isn't it cruel to steal their eggs?
Didn't I see you eating scrambled eggs for breakfast?
Well, yes. But that's different. I don't see those eggs taken from their nest. I certainly don't do it myself. My grandpa used to have chickens, right? And like, we would take the eggs. Dude, they're so good. Like, eggs from when you get it from the source, it's just fucking good for some reason, you know? I got organic eggs in my fridge right now, but I haven't tried them yet. Maybe they taste better than the eggs that I got from my grandpa.
Fine, we'll make a deal. You don't have to take the light bird eggs, but that means no more eggs for breakfast or any other meal.
I'll get the eggs.
I thought so.
What can I say? I like eggs.
You do know how to climb a tree, right?
Of course, I can climb a tree. I have no memory of climbing a tree. I walked to the nearest trunk and eyed the bark dubiously. I probably climb a tree sometime. I just forgot. As soon as I start, it probably comes back right to me. Oh fuck, I'm sorry. Climbing a tree is like climbing a bike. Once you learn, you never forget. I have never climbed a tree before. I'm thinking right now, I have never climbed a tree. Oh my god, I've never climbed a tree. Ah! Yeah, you never climbed a tree? No, I never climbed a tree. Why would I? What tree would I climb here in East Los? Tell me that. Oh yeah, the little trees that like are on the sidewalk. That's, you know, for decoration. Or, oh, you want me to go down? Fuck, where is it? I think Eastern, right? They have those palm trees. You want me to fucking climb those? Like, I know Oregon Park has trees, but I don't really climb those. I've never climbed those. What the fuck? Here it go. Here's it go. Here it goes. I must be out of practice. Maybe I never climbed a tree before. Yeah, no shit.
Well, I've taken out 5 whammers. How many? What happened to you?
It's not like a bicycle.
Did you hit your head when you fell?
No.
Don't tell me I need to get the eggs too.
I hesitate. I'll do it.
No, I'm going.
I said I'll do it. I can't face the humiliation of not being able to fight the monsters or complete this task.
You'll break your neck and then I'll have to drag your body back to town.
We lunge for the trunk at the same time. I get a foothold first and begin to climb. This time, I don't fall immediately. With a grin of triumph, I twitch to look down at Shiori. Big mistake. My foot slips and I lose my tentative grip on the tree. Ah! The impact isn't as harsh as I expected. As when I open my eyes, I realize Shiori unintentionally broken my fall.
Eek!
Ouch!
Get off of me, you idiot!
Oops, sorry.
Get up!
Dazed from the impact, I take a moment to catch up my breath and figure out how to best do this. I'm not entirely on top of Shiori, but I've landed in such an awkward position that I could easily make this more awkward if I'm not careful.
You have until the count of 3.
I'm working on it. In particular, I need to figure out where to put my hands to push myself up. Are you dumb? Well, to be honest, I don't know where your hands are. Like, you could just... Never mind.
1.
Maybe I don't need to brace myself after all. I should be able to just sit up. I'm still have her partially pinned, but then I can stand up.
2.
I constantly straighten and get to my feet.
Finally.
Apologize. Sorry about that.
You better be.
It was an accident.
If you say so.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's the old follow the tree and land on the ground trick. Oldest trick in the book.
You cannot be serious. What's the second oldest? The see a guy who can't climb a tree, start to fall, and don't move out of the way trick?
As if.
She shoves past me towards the tree in a move clearly designed to hit me with her elbow as hard as possible. Probably the third oldest trick.
The whole thing was ridiculous. Just stand there. Just stand still and let me get the eggs.
She approaches the tree and glances over her shoulder.
I'm serious.
She places her hands on the trunk and starts to climb. Then she looks back at me again.
Don't you dare try anything.
I'm standing still.
You better be.
It still frustrates me to stand by useless and watch her do all the work. But I stand where I am while she climbs up and down the tree like a monkey. Within several minutes, she collects 10 eggs.
I think that's enough excitement for one day.
I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing and carry the eggs.
I accept them and slip them to my pocket. It still feels weird, but less so than before. Soon, the 10 eggs are safely in my inventory.
Well, at least you learned that much.
It's quite a trek back to town. I can tell she's still annoyed with me, and I'm not sure if it's more because I couldn't climb the tree or because I made her fall.
Get your sword, and then we'll turn in these quests.
Are you still mad at me?
Just go get your weapon.
I'd grown used to my current weapon, but after a quick trip to the equipment shop, I bought a new stronger one. With it, I'll be able to do some real damage to those monsters. Maybe enough to impress Shiori and repay her for how much she helped me. I'm not gonna lie, when I play RPGs like Skyrim, right? The first sword I get, I always keep in my inventory. Especially like in Skyrim, because you could upgrade your weapons, right? At the what is it? The grinder, right? And like, I would keep my first sword. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll get a better sword, like a steel sword, or I always end up getting the ebony sword. I don't know why, it just looks cool because it's all black and everything. It's like, oh my god. So like, I would always keep the first sword and like upgrade it every time I have a chance. And if I upgrade my smithing, like the more powerful it gets, right? Like when you go to the grinder. And I just love doing that. Oh my god. I gotta play Skyrim. Ooh, I know I'm gonna play on stream. We're gonna play Skyrim. My stream in, what is it? May 11th. In, how many days is it? Oh my god, it's the 7th? It's the 7th. My god. What is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4 days it'll be the 11th. And I'll start my stream. My god. So yeah, we might play Skyrim. Fuck it. Not that she seemed impressed when I returned with it. She lead me to the town hall without a word. While she turns in our quest, I walk over to the table where I learned Shield. That strange sensation has returned, and this time I recognize it as the presence of a skill point. I scan the list of skills I can learn. There are low-level skills available to me called Protect Ally. From the description, it will let me take blows for a party member. It sounds dangerous, but I take it. This way, I'll be able to help out in battle, even when my attacks don't work. To my surprise, the instructions for Learn Protect Ally are even simpler than the instructions for Shield. Unfortunately, they revolve around focusing my attention until I become hyper aware of everyone's position in battle, so I can jump in if someone's in danger. This is gonna take a lot of practice.
I turn in our quest. Here's your share of the gold.
I'm really sorry about what happened. Isn't there some way I can make it up to you? Why don't I buy you lunch?
Well, alright.
She suddenly looks sly.
But I get to pick whatever I want.
Did you really take advantage of my offer to make me buy you an expensive meal?
I fought all the monsters, collect all the eggs, and nearly got crushed by you because you like falling out of trees.
Fine. She smirks and returns to her meal. Her large meal. Her large, expensive meal. Well, I did agree to buy her whatever she wanted for lunch. In spite of myself, I smile. Everything's back to normal again. Once we're done eating, we'll probably take a few more quests. Then I laugh.
What's so funny?
I just realized I'm having a good time.
Well, you sound surprised.
I shrug. Not to have to explain it. This world seems so strange to me at first, but now I think about quests and monsters like it's perfectly normal. And here I am, eating lunch with my friend? Do I have friends back home? I can't remember. My patchy memories don't contain anything like this. Even if I forgot the specifics, surely I wouldn't forget this warm feeling. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking like, I haven't really talked to my friends since my friend got pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, I had two friends, right? Then they got together and I was basically third wheeling a little bit, but it didn't make it feel weird, you know what I mean? Like, cause I was third wheel a couple times for my cousin, right? But this didn't feel weird at all, my friends. It felt, cause we're all friends. But then, she got pregnant, the other friend became a father, and I just didn't want to bother them because they had a child now. And now things are kind of awkward because they've broken up. So, you know, it's kind of awkward and I don't call. But I did text my friend when she graduated, because she just graduated from college. Like, she got her bachelor's. And I'm right here making these dumb videos that I love to do. Oh my god. I need to call my friends, you know? Or I need to make some new friends. Like, this whole pandemic and like turning 18 is like, I don't make friends really. Like, I'm an introvert. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really make friends. Anyway, I need to call them. Are we friends?
Huh? Why are you asking that all of a sudden?
Bright light flashes outside of the tavern window, all around us. Adventurers jump up and run for the door. At the same time, other people rush inside, eyes wide in panic. Shiori leaps to her feet. What's going on?
Monsters!
Huh? Confused, I stare at her for a moment, but then I remember what she said when we first met. The monsters that attack me are always preceded by a flash of light. I stand and draw my smooth sword. Let's go! Where did they come from? Look at how they're so cute!
They warped in!
The monsters snap at me, and I thrust forward with my sword. My new weapon is a marked improvement. The creatures flinch back with a squeal, and purple black blood spurts from the wounds I made. Warp like magic? She sends a burst of fire towards another one of the monsters.
Yes, that's probably what the flash of light means.
I remember my new skill and try to keep track of where Shiori is as we continue to fight. It's harder than I thought. During battle, everything's in a blur of chaos. It'll be a long time before I'll be able to shield her effectively. But at least I can fight. I strike down one of the attacking monsters. Do they have magical attacks then?
No.
Shards of ice shoots from her outstretched hand and knock back a group of 3 monsters.
They arrive here through magic. They don't seem to possess any magical talent themselves.
Adventurers confront monsters throughout the square. Most people have formed parties, even if they weren't working previously. A few still fight alone or in pairs, and I wave them since we have an incomplete party too. They ignore us, and a few even frown. What did I ever do to them?
It's not you, it's me.
Why?
Not a good time.
We stand back to back and take down the newest group of monsters. At last, they're all defeated. Peace falls over the town square once again.
Phew! I think they're coming in greater numbers than they used to.
I wonder where they came from.
Yeah.
She abruptly smacks my arm and points to a man walking towards us.
That's him! That's the guildmaster!
I appreciate the explanation, although I suspect she mainly said it so I don't accidentally insult him like I did Nisei. Okay, let's see. Excellent. We successfully rebuffed the monster's attack. The guildmaster approaches us with a slow, calm gant. You must be Hayato. I jumped, surprised he knows me by name. Yes, that's me. He regards me as though I'm a curiosity in a museum. You are quite a mystery to me, young man. I have no record of you living here until the day you became an adventurer. That's right, sir. I'm new here. Where did you come from? I'm not sure. Oh? I have amnesia. I can't remember much anything before I woke up in front of the fountain. Is that so? Interesting. His glittering stare gives me the creeps. I glance towards Shiori. Maybe he sees she'll say something to draw his attention away from me. He follows my gaze. Oh yes, I heard you're working together as party members.
That's right.
Her voice is barely audible. The guildmaster regards her for a second longer and then fixes me a stern expression. Beware, Shiori, young man. She cannot be trusted. No, fuck you. Question him? No, I'm gonna stand up for her. I had it with this shit. Whoa, wait a minute. I got to know Shiori and she's a good person. Whatever you think you know about her is wrong. Are you daft or willful ignorant? Huh? I am the guildmaster. You're a stranger in our town, and one with amnesia at that. Who is better judge an adventurer? The guildmaster or an amnesiac stranger? Well, fuck you. Have you really, talked to her? Have you hanged out with her? Do something together. No? Then shut up. When he puts it like that, it sounds pretty bad. But still, I can't let him say things like that about Shiori. No, I don't even care if you're her father. You don't know her. I'm Shiori's party member. She's giving me advice. Help me. I don't know what you have against her, but you're wrong. She pretends to be your ally for now, but the day might yet arrive when she betrays you. Betrays me? Heed my advice and leave her company before it is too late. With that, he stalks away. I turn to Shiori, but she stares down at her feet and refuses to look at me. Why would he say that? She doesn't answer. Come on, every time someone finds out I'm in a party with you, they get weird about it. Don't I deserve to know what's going on?
Yes, you do.
She still doesn't look at me. I never heard her sound so depressed before.
I'm not originally from this town. I grew up in a place called Dunbury. One day, it was attacked.
By who?
I don't know. No one knows. Whoever it was, they wiped out an entire village. I wasn't home that day. I was playing alone in the forest. When I got back, everyone was dead.
I'm sorry.
I had nowhere to go, so I came here.
I still don't understand. Why don't people want you as a party member? Just because you're an outsider? But so am I.
I have what is known as a unverifiable backstory.
Huh?
Everyone who knew me is dead, so no one can confirm I am who I say I am. No one can provide I don't destroy that village myself.
Her voice breaks.
The attack left behind clear signs of magic, specifically elemental magic.
She gives me a meaningful stare. Elemental magic? Like the fire and ice attacks I've seen her use against the monsters? I've seen her magic being strong enough to wipe out a village, even if I can't believe that she was the culprit. Okay, but if you haven't done anything since then, I don't see why they mistrust you now.
When adventurers go on quests, serious quests, not like the ones we've done, sometimes not everyone in the party is loyal. Someone betrays the other, maybe even kills a party member for real.
I don't see the connection.
There was a case where an adventurer from a city wiped out by the plague. It turned out his own experiment caused the incident, and he found new test subjects amongst his party members. Another time, an adventurer came from a distant land to aid us during the time of war, but she was actually a spy and turned on her party when they came too close to the truth.
I still don't see what this has to do with you. She sighs.
The point is, they held their true backgrounds with stories that couldn't be proven. Traitors often have unverifiable backstories, like mine.
She's silent. Silent falls between us. I stare at her. She continues to look at the ground. I try to work my way through what I just heard. What?
I'm sorry. I should have told you sooner. I was just so happy to have someone to fight alongside for once.
You mean people think you're a traitor, not because you did anything suspicious, but because they can't prove you aren't suspicious? Your home was destroyed, so they think maybe you betrayed some serious mission? No one wants to be in a party with you because you vaguely fit the description of someone who would murder a party member?
Pretty much, yes.
That's...
I'm sorry.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. At last, she looks up. Her gaze meets mine.
Huh?
That's an absurd reason to mistrust someone. You've given me no reason to doubt you. So far as I'm concerned, we can be party members whenever you want.
Thank you.
For a moment, she stares at me in amazement. Then, she jumps forward and hugs me. Her arms wrap tightly around me, and she presses herself close.
Thank you.
She releases me and beams. You know what? We should find the source of these monster attacks and stop them. Then, no one will doubt your loyalty to the town ever again.
That's just my work.
She bounces on her heels. A apparently giddy at the thought.
I've actually taken some
Nurse? Okay. I'm sorry, I woke up earlier, so like, I didn't really like prepare myself a little bit. Like, my throat is not.
Yeah, what do you do to prepare?
I do mostly, either singing or like vocal warm-ups. Or if I'm like pressed for time, I just go. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I don't do it all the time, so there's sometimes where it's like, And also, I drink a lot of water, like a lot before I do this. I put in a lot of work for these videos. Well, I try my best,
I've actually taken some notes of the monsters. They might help. Wait here, I'll go get them.
She turns to walk away, but then glances back at me.
Oh, and Hayato? The question you asked me earlier, the answer is yes.
Oh, are we friends?
Ah, we're friends.
While I wait for Shiori to return with her notes, I decide to look around. After all, if we want to find the origin of the monsters, maybe they left some clues behind. Debris from the attack covers the ground. I crouch, and shift through the nearest pile of wreckage without success.
Did you lose something?
I look up at Aiko, then I stand. Actually, I'm looking for clues about these monsters.
Clues?
What are they? Where they come from? Why they attack? That sort of thing. They don't behave like regular monsters.
True. The Dark Wolves attack Lightshire without mercy.
She crouches and looks through the debris with me. Anything?
Not yet.
We headed to another part of the square where the monsters fought and searched there as well. And then another. Just as I'm about to lose hope, Aiko picks up something and studies it with a curious look. What is it? She holds out a small white flower for me to see. Thank you? Do you think it's a clue? That doesn't look important. I'm not gonna lie, I'm awkward, so thank you. Thank you? I accept the flower, although I'm not sure what to do with it.
It's not a gift.
It isn't?
Well, you can keep it if you want, but I thought it might be a clue.
A flower is a clue about monster attacks. She seems a little flustered, but she explains.
I've never seen a flower like these in town, but here they are, growing in the wreckage. Is it possible the Dark Wolves brought them here?
If it isn't quite what I associate with those horrible monsters, but she's right. I haven't seen any flowers like it in town either.
I'm back!
She runs to join me with a thick notebook in her arms, but stops a few feet away with a scowl for Aiko. Aiko's face falls.
Oh, she's involved.
Of course she's involved.
I suppose you think you'll be more helpful?
Hey, Aiko, don't tell me you believe all the stuff about Shiori not being who she says she is because of what happened to her hometown.
I need to leave.
Wait! But it's too late. She hurries without another glance back. I stare at her, frustrated.
She gave you a flower?
I turn my attention back to her.
Not that I care. You can get flowers from whoever you like. It just seems odd, especially since flowers like that are rarely used as gifts.
I laugh. No, it's not a gift. We were looking for clues left behind by the monsters, and she found this in the wreckage. She takes it from me and gives it a closer look.
Flowers like these grow at the Sacred Spring. I've never seen them anywhere else.
Should we investigate?
Yes, the Sacred Spring is a pool of water at the base of the mountain to the northeast. My notes have indicated a possible northeastern origin for the monsters.
What? How could he tell something like that when they warp in all the time?
Their physiologists prove several signs.
Huh?
I'll show you.
She leads me to one of the more intact monsters and indicates its body with a wave of her hand.
The thick coat suggests it lives in cold climate, which would place it either north or far or south. And note the paws. These paws are made for traversing rough, uneven surfaces, such as mountain ranges.
Wait, the monsters aren't just made by magic or something?
That wouldn't make any sense.
She lives in a world where you carry objects around you in invisible inventory and monsters respawn after they're defeated, but magically created monsters don't make sense.
Monsters all have biology suited to the conditions where they live.
Ask her more. Alright, I have to ask. What could possibly make the Whammers evolve the way they did?
Believe it or not, their cuteness might be a part of their evolution.
How?
Remember how you hesitated to fight a Whammer? Over the years, people were probably reluctant to kill one of the ones that look cute and innocent. Therefore, they gradually evolved to look as cute and innocent as possible.
How does evolution work if monsters don't really die?
Oh, they can die. So can we. Just not in the battles we've been fighting.
You lost me.
Adventurers and monsters have a special relationship. Experience and items are exchanged instead of anyone actually dying. However, if someone fought a Whammer with the intent to destroy it, they could die for real.
You really lost me.
When the Dark Wolves attacked our town, they intend to actually kill people, which is what makes them so dangerous.
But life and death don't work that way.
Yes, they do.
Every time I think I understand this world, something like this comes up. I can't accept a world in which death is a minor setback, weird though it sounds, but for it to be varied by situation? Oh, I can accept a world in which death is a minor setback, weird though it sounds, but for it to vary by situation?
When someone enters combat, the gods judge them. This judgment determines whenever they die permanently or are sent back to be revived. If our situation, both parties treat it as an adventurous battle for experience and items, the gods revive them if they die.
So what you're saying is that the monsters that attack Lightshire?
They can both kill and be killed.
What if an adventurer thinks they're regular monsters for a quest or something?
It doesn't matter. If either participants in battle intend genuine harm, no one will respond.
Yikes.
Anyway, we were talking about Whammers. Their round bodies might be the result of...
I'm still not over the way your gods handle death.
If you want detailed explanation, you have to talk to High Cleric Nisei, or possibly Dr. Takizawa. I only know the basics.
Why do these people accept these weird things? If they woke up in a world I came from, would they be completely baffled by a world where death is permanent and battles don't yield magical experience points? And the gods must be the real deal. And the gods here must be the real deal. Unless there's another explanation for people coming back to life based on their intent.
Well, we better hurry if we want to check out the sacred springs before dark.
She puts up her notebook away, into her inventory of course, and marches towards the edge of the town. Confused or not, I slip the tiny flower into my inventory and follow her. Outside, I look towards the distant mountains.
Don't worry, the sacred springs isn't far away as it looks. Follow me, be prepared. We should encounter more difficult monsters so far from home.
Great, just what I wanted. Wait, is this a hot spring?
Yes.
She points to the mountain slope extending above us.
It's heated by volcanic activity in the area, although the volcano hasn't erupted in years.
Somehow, I have the feeling it will erupt soon, now that she said that. It's just the way these things happen. But one other thing about this bugs me. I thought you said this place was sacred.
That's right.
A sacred hot spring?
Yes, the sacred springs is said to be blessed by the gods.
What does that mean? It looks like a normal hot spring to me.
People travel here on pilgrimages to pray.
She crouches and touches a small flower near the spring. It matches the one that Aiko and I found in town.
These flowers in particular are often used in religious ceremonies.
Could this really be where those monsters come from?
It's possible, although I'm surprised the guardians wouldn't drive them out.
The what? She opens her mouth to reply, then stiffens and raises her arms to cast a spell.
Look out!
What are those?
The guardians of the sacred springs! Holy they're sent by the gods to preserve the sanctity of the holy place.
One of them leaps forward, blindingly fast, and slams its massive fist across my face. I cry out as my cheek throbs with pain. It hit me! That didn't seem like a holy thing to do.
They view us as a threat. Be careful.
Her hands glow with magic. A shard of ice assaults one of the guardians. Still, she isn't fast enough to dodge the second one, which knocks her to the ground. She's on her feet in an instant, but winces. I concentrate on my defense and activate shield. With my resistance increased, I draw my sword and swing to close the guardian. It evades my hit and punches me again. It hit me! This time, it hits my chest. Something cracks and blinding pain courses through me. I stagger and drop to my knees. This is bad. I hope to practice my protect ally skill and try to take a blow for Shiori, but I can't even handle the attacks directed at me. Fire consumes one of the guardians, but the other one abandons me and dives towards Shiori from behind. Look out! Every breath sends pain through me, but my shout alerts Shiori in time. She rolls away from the guardian's attack and hammers it with bolts of lightning.
Too many!
She fends them off for a while, but they overwhelm her. She collapses beside me, fingers stained with blood where she holds her side.
Don't worry, we'll respawn. Back in town.
Good to know.
Sorry about this.
My head hurts. I open my eyes slowly and blink until the church comes into focus. I sit slumped in one of the pews, with Shiori next to me. I rub my head, then look at myself over for any signs of injuries. None. Even the blood is gone. On the other hand, I have less go than I did before, so this is what responding is like. He regains consciousness and blinks at me.
Good, we're both here.
Is there a reason we wouldn't be?
It's possible to respawn in other places, especially if you're out of town. If you're from out of town, for all I knew, you would have respawned at your home instead.
Highly unlikely.
Anyway, you barely stood a chance against the Guardians. That's disturbing.
Haven't you fought them before?
Yes, many times. They're more aggressive now. Something has riled them up.
Maybe the monsters riled them. The Dark Wolves aren't normal monsters. They're out to kill people of Lightshire. If I were a holy guardian of the sacred spring, and a bloodthirsty monster triumphs through on their way to wreak havoc, I'll be on edge too.
That's a good point.
Maybe they did something to defile the sacred springs?
Defile it?
You know, something you shouldn't do at a holy place, like fucking.
If the stories about the sacred springs are true, the god's blessing should be impervious to corruption.
Unless, you know, just imagine like they're fucking right there, like
it's like, you're corrupted by sacred springs. You get them, Guardians.
It could still get the Guardians upset.
Well, whatever the connection is, it's something must ties the Dark Wolves and the sacred spring together. All the more reason for us to investigate it. Let's go.
Shiori, wait! She ran out of the church so fast, I already lost track of her. She can't be planning to march straight back to the sacred spring, can she?
Huh? Hayato, is something wrong?
Did you see Shiori run past? I know how you feel about her, but this isn't the time. We're trying to do something important.
Do you always have to go on quests with her?
I guess not, but why shouldn't I? This is beginning to get on my nerves. Shiori is a fine person and a good party member. I trust her, and I don't like people giving us a hard time over it.
I'm sorry.
At last, I spot Shiori. There she is. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later, Aiko. Aiko gazes follows me as I race to catch up with Shiori again. Shiori!
There you are. Are you ready?
We aren't going back there, are we? Whatever happens again?
I'll die and respawn as many times as necessary to figure out the source of the monster attacks.
Are you sure it's safe?
As long as we're adventurers fighting in the spirit of adventuring, we have nothing to worry about.
You said it goes both ways. What if we encounter monsters that don't know about adventurers?
Don't be ridiculous. Of course they'll know.
The whole situation baffles me. How intelligent are these monsters? Not only do they know we're adventurers and not want to hurt us, but they apparently take our gold when we're defeated. Monsters dropping gold for us, it was weird enough. Now I can't help but imagine Guardians and Whammers shopping at a special Monsters Mall. Couldn't they change their minds?
Well, yes, but why would they do that?
Why do monsters attack the town?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
This conversation is going in circles. I decide to drop it for now.
Okay, let's assume dying to the Guardians is perfectly
safe.
Which it is?
How can we learn anything if they keep killing us? Is there a way to sneak past them?
Probably not. They're vigilant in their duties to protect the springs.
Then what do? Grind until we're stronger?
That might be our own choice. This would be easier if we had a healer in our party.
Then let's go get one.
Really? Just like that? Remember who you're party with?
Oh, right. No one besides me ever wants to be in a party with Shiori. The chance of a healer wanting to join us on a dangerous quest is pretty slim. It can't hurt to try though, can it?
I suppose not. There, I posted a request for a healer.
What now?
Wait. Anyone interested in joining our party will meet us by the fountain.
Okay.
While we wait, let's speculate. If the monsters came from the sacred spring, what are they doing there?
Maybe they form an alliance with the Guardians? My newfound thoughts about how the monsters might be more intelligent than I gave them credit for makes it seem more than possible.
Possibly, but we saw no signs of them when we were there.
Maybe they stopped there on their way to attack.
They can teleport? Why would they stop in the mountains?
Does the water from the sacred springs actually have special properties, since it's supposed to be blessed?
Good question. Everyone says using the water grants you the blessing of the gods, but I'm not sure it's ever been tested. This sounds like a good question for Dr. Takizawa.
You mentioned him a few times now. Who is he?
A scientist?
Huh? I didn't expect science to be popular here. Magic, yes. Religion, yes. But where does science fit into this world?
Our kingdom owes much technological advancements to him. I'm certain if we took some of the sacred spring water to him, he would do an analysis for us.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, if we can just get a healer to make that possible.
Right. We exchange glances and sigh, then settle down by the fountain to wait. Hour by hour, the rest of the day passes.
Still no one.
Yeah.
I knew it was hopeless.
Maybe someone will respond to our request tomorrow.
Sure, and maybe the Guardians will send us apologies for their behavior and invite us to take as much water from the sacred spring as we want. It's more likely than someone joining our party.
Don't be so negative.
Easy for you to say. You haven't spent years fighting solo because no one wants to work with you. You don't have to deal with everyone mistrusting you for something that isn't your fault. You never looked at other adventurers supporting one another and told yourself you prefer to be alone because lying makes it easier to ignore than the hollow feeling inside.
No, but the way she describes her loneliness strikes a chord in me. Try as I might, I can't remember any friends from my old life. When I think about that world, I miss its normalcy, but not any people. There's not even a sense that I left someone important. Wow, not even family, that's sad. Before I woke up here, I don't think many people like me either.
Why not?
I don't remember. Hey! Let's see. No. You're an asshole if you pick this one. You have to get over it. Like, any of these two is good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I could see this as like, don't let them get you down. You're a strong person on your own, you know? And you're a good person at heart. You don't need anyone, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. I understand her feelings a little bit more now. I'm starting to understand people's feelings now. Because before, I didn't really care about your feelings. Like, if you're being too emotional, like if you're not thinking with logic, I don't see it. But now I'm starting to, understand a little bit. Maybe it's a personality shift. Maybe it's making these videos. Or maybe it's me actually talking to people like my coworkers. Like, they're not friends, but I could talk to them. Before, like, I wouldn't even talk to coworkers. But since I started doing these videos, I'm more talkative and I just have fun with coworkers now. Hey, you're not alone now.
I'm not?
Of course not. You have me.
True.
She fixes me with a sudden scowl.
I'll be fine without you, you know? Don't think you can break me by pretending to be my friend and then leaving.
I hold up my hands, startled by her vehemence. Vehemence? I can't read that word. Has this happened in the past? I'm not pretending. I wouldn't do anything like that.
You better not, because if you did, I recover.
Okay.
Anyway, we probably should give up for today at least.
I'll be having dinner at the inn. Do you want to join me? It's not a trick, I swear.
Well, alright.
We find an empty table and order dinner. As we eat, we discuss various alternate plans if we can't get a healer. None of them go far, since they generally involve attempting to trick the guardians. Riddles, maybe? We could challenge the guardians to a riddle contest, and then what riddles would you do that?
What has 4 legs and a tail?
It's like, what the fuck?
What kind of fantasy have you been reading?
Sorry. I guess not every trip applies to this world.
Riddles only work on sphinxes.
Of course. Around us, people in the tavern are abuzz about the mysterious swordsman who appeared in the far reaches of the kingdom. Apparently, he's creating quite a stir with his combat prowess, and no one knows where he came from. Why don't we find the swordsman guy? If came out of nowhere, he might not mind joining us.
Does he sound like a healer to you?
Well, no.
Why couldn't these rumors be about a mysterious healer?
I guess that would be too convenient. I take another bite and rack my brain for possible solutions. You're a mage. The next time you get a skill point, could you use it to learn a healing spell?
Don't you know anything? Elemental magic and healing magic are completely different.
Is it possible to respec?
What?
Change your specialty. Redistribute your stats.
Did you eat something funny?
She stares at my plate as though worried it contains hallucinogens. So I laugh and shake my head. My RPG knowledge has failed me. Never mind. Amnesia, remember?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Why don't we don't lose all of our items when we die. If I grab some water from the spring, is there a way to make sure it stays in our inventory?
Not without a lot of trial and error.
But it is possible.
Theoretically, yes.
Then let's try that. We'll run in with a bucket or something. Grab some water.
Excuse me.
I stop. I know that voice.
May I sit with you?
Shiori looks at me. Wait, looks away? What does she say? She looks away. Okay. Of course you can. Despite my confusion, I give Aiko a friendly smile and gestures to one of the empty seats at our table. So far, she usually leaves as soon as she sees Shiori, so this is definitely a change.
I heard you're looking for a healer.
That's right.
Did you find one yet? What do you think?
The blatant hostility in Shiori's voice makes Aiko flinch away. I hold up my hands in a placing gesture. Not yet, but we're still hopeful.
Huh. Aye.
She seems even more nervous than usual. She keeps drumming her fingers on the table, playing with her hair.
I want...
What is it? Come on now, Aiko, don't be shying around us. You know me, and no matter what you've heard about Shiori, she's actually really nice.
Aye.
She clenches her fist in front of her and stares me straight in the eyes.
I want to join your party. What?
You do? She slumps and lowers her gaze.
If that's okay, of course. I don't want to intrude.
No, it's just, but you're not even an adventurer.
I am now.
But when I suggested it the other day, you act like if it was the last thing you ever wanted to do.
I changed my mind.
That's great. But Yeah, that's great. Fuck it.
Really?
Yeah, we'd love to have you. I still don't get it. Despite her apparent enthusiasm, she doesn't look any happier about being an adventurer than she did when I first brought it up. Still, if she wants to do this, that's perfect. It'll be nice to have a party member we already get along with. Well, I get along. Look at Shiori's face. She does not get along. At least one of us does. I glanced at Shiori and braced myself for an argument, but to my surprise, she regards Aiko with a curious expression.
You can be our healer? I have a latent healing skills. Now that I'm an adventurer, unlock my powers as a mage. I spent all day grinding until I learned my first healing spell. Please, I want to join your party. You're in. Thank you.
Even though Shiori is the one who said it, Aiko's thankful gaze is fixed on me. Shiori scowls. Welcome to our party, Aiko. I don't quite understand it, but I'm happy to have you with us.
I'm happy too.
Really?
Yes, nothing can make me happier than joining the two of you on your quest.
I glance at Shiori, who offers me a bewildered shrug. In that case, let me fill you in. Over the rest of dinner, we explain to Aiko how we want to trace the monster attacks to their source and hopefully stop them, and why we need a healer's help.
I understand.
Then we'll go to the Sacred Springs tomorrow.
Is that your wish?
She says it with such great solemn. It makes my cheeks burn. Shiori scowls at her again. What have I gotten myself into? Tomorrow then. What a strange day. At least we're making progress. With Aiko on our side, we should be able to get past the Guardians. But why did she decide to become an adventurer in the first place? Oh well, maybe she'll tell us once she knows us better. Alrighty, I am gonna end it there. Yay! I love this game. Oh, I just watched Demon Slayer, man. It's really cool. Oh my god, I was binging that show. If you could tell last episode, I was binging it, man. I finished it, I actually finished it an hour before I had to go to the theaters. Like, it's not that far. It's like like a 20-minute drive from here. So I went to watch Demon Slayer, and oh my god, it was good. It was so good. I might binge it again, but watch the sub this time.
Yeah, you're watching the dub? Why?
Because if I was watching the subbed, like, I would be out way later. Like, it started at 9, and I need to make these videos, you know? So yeah, Demon Slayer was dope. Okay, anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to see whenever I post, and leave a comment. Alrighty? This is Gat saying farewell, and as always...
Bye-bye!